We back. Welcome to episode 5 of the Toxic Boys podcast. Salute to everyone in the chat. Want to do a couple quick shout outs. Shout out Smooth. Shout out Jake, Pastor Claudio. Everyone in the chat. JD. Want to do a couple quick shout outs. Shout out Smooth.
Oh, there's reverb on the. You heard that?
Yeah, I fixed it. No, that's my bad.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful space.
I'm still trying to work on this. But always obviously want to introduce Poppa left King and Knicks Twitter with the most fire takes. Salute to Poppa. And we want to shout out Jay from Jamaica, Queens right here. Perfect. I think that was fair use. All right, I think we're good. We didn't do one even full 16, so I think we're good. Shout out JJ. What's going on, bro?
Living, man. Good couple good games this last week, man. We getting there, man. We getting to the meat of the schedule, like I've been saying. Thanksgiving is where we're gonna really know what's going on, but we're getting there, man. We'll see what happens.
All right, so quite the interesting week right now. Before we get started, shout out to our sponsors, winesbymoselle.com, www.winesbymoselle.com, #ToxicBoys with a Z for 10% off and free shipping. So the Knicks, as today, stand 5-5. They beat 5 teams above 500. They lost to 5 teams below 500. They're coming off a very impressive win in Minnesota. But before that, they lost a game in Boston where they played zero defense, didn't guard the perimeter. Before that, they had their worst performance of the season where they barely squeaked by the Philadelphia G Leaguers. And 1-3 in the past week, or 1-2, something like that. But we're standing at 5-5. Poppa, initial reactions.
Well, man, I told the people on Twitter this after Saturday night, man. This season, it's gonna come with wins, it's gonna come with losses in the schedule, it's gonna come with dubs, it's gonna come with L's. But is the organization getting healthy? Is the organization moving forward? Are we putting ourselves in a position to get better as an organization? This team in particular, with the players that we have, we're limited. We're limited night to night. It's a lot of he's on tonight, he didn't have it tonight. He's on tonight, he didn't have it tonight. It's a lot of, that talent was just too good for us, or we didn't play good enough defense, or now's the night. Finally, we got something from. Nope, that's not how you're going to win a championship. So getting that 43rd win, or their 37th loss, or that 3rd win in a row, or that 3rd loss in a row on the schedule doesn't faze me. A lot of people call me miserable because I'm critical of what I watch on a day-to-day basis, because I know that a wide body of data is what is going to be judged by every NBA scout, every NBA GM, every NBA franchise president of basketball operations, every NBA player looking at this franchise, whether they want to play for us, okay? Not the fans, right? The fans saying like, woo, Mitchell Robinson's the best. Woo, Cam Reddish is the best. Woo, Grant's the best. Randall's the best. I'm not with that. I'm with Value Hive. That's what I'm with. I'm Team Value Hive. Is this team getting better? Because look at Saturday night versus Friday night, right? Friday night, we came out like our shit don't stink against fucking Joel Embiid and James Harden, not in uniform, and we thought, oh, it's PJ Tucker, it's Tobias Harris, it's Tyrese Maxey and everybody else, right? And we think we can just go into that game and do whatever. Now they kicked up. Tibbs fucking finally put in Cam, and they played well at the end. But to be honest, if we're all going to be honest, the Knicks should have lost that game because Philadelphia had no ability to say, all right, enough is enough. They let us back in that game, and we won. But that was a disgusting game. And you look at the night after, right? The night after, everybody's like, oh, our defense sucks. We have a problem. Randall's holding the ball. Oh, no, oh my God. Oh, what is wrong with this team? Fire Tibbs. Nope, not me. I'm still Team Fire Tibbs for other reasons. But that after that game, I was like, that game moves us forward as a franchise more than the night before. Because on the floor, Cam was guarding Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. He was playing with RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett came out and had 18 in the first half. I think 21 maybe. Like, the guy was playing with an intention to dominate. And he did for large portions of the game. So for me, I learned more about my team in a loss positively than I did the night before. The night before, I didn't learn anything. I just learned that Philadelphia didn't have Harden and Embiid, and those other guys weren't good enough to hold a 10-point lead with 6 minutes left at home. That's all I learned.
Facts.
Okay, but that's where I'm at. Like, when people are gonna call me miserable throughout the entire season because I have certain things that I'm looking for from this organization to get better. Okay, it doesn't better me as a fan of this team for certain players to do well. They literally progress us nowhere. Evan Fournier progresses this team absolutely nowhere. Okay, his best game does nothing for us as a franchise. Julius Randle, his 8 for 13 explosion. Yeah, I know you're kumbaya and you're having fun when you're hitting your shot. I've seen this game many times before. But when you're not hitting your shots and you're not going up against Minnesota, who doesn't give a shit, okay?
That was disgusting last night, but keep going.
Yeah, bro, like, that doesn't excite me as a fan. It doesn't excite me because I know that there's limitations to what this team can do.
Yeah,
and we need to get better. That's why this thing is here, right over there, or over here, or over there. Hold everyone accountable.
Remember, you have to go complete opposite direction.
All right, hold everyone accountable right there. Okay, that's the only way that a team is going to get better. And by the way, for all the people that are like fan, bro, no one holds this team accountable like the team does to itself. There is nothing that we are saying. There is nothing that we are saying on this podcast that the players themselves haven't heard from their coaches. There's nothing that we are saying on this podcast that isn't being discussed in that war room in the president's office.
Absolutely.
I don't care to root and clap and say good job, because I want them to understand, bro. We had at the end of our show against the Hawks, right? We said Fournier cannot start, right? Fournier cannot start. It's an embarrassment to our franchise. It's an embarrassment to every phone call we make about our talent, right? Next game, Grimes starts, right? Next game, Cam Reddish starts. Right. I said, yo, Jericho Sims, beautiful guy, right? Beautiful guy right here, okay? Beautiful guy. He is not a bench warmer. He's actually one of the most valuable deals in the NBA. And a lot of teams can use this guy over the next 3 years for $6 million. He is just there is nothing that Mitchell Robinson can do that Jericho said. He's even as good as fouling out as Mitchell Robinson is. Yeah. But he blocks shots. He's a million times. We'll get into Jericho Sims. I got my whole Jericho Sims take in a minute. But yo, a lot of fans, they wait to see a dunk to say good job. A lot of fans wait to see a three-pointer go in to say good job. It's very casual. It's very casual. When you're watching the game, I'm watching. Is your activity impacting the game, right? Is your activity, are you making a defender hedge? Are you standing with your hands on your hip? Or are you making a defender hedge? Bro, Jericho Sims and all of his activity the night he played against the Timberwolves.
There's some 20, by the way, casuals.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, Jay from Florida and Ari, is your activity on the floor, it doesn't need to necessarily, I don't need a box score hunt or box score watch necessarily. It's more about what are you doing and what value do you provide to this franchise.
Can I talk about this team right now as we've been watching it? And I'm not really a stat guy. I hate box scores because I like to watch the game. I like to absorb the game. I like to see what I'm seeing. And when I was looking at Knicks news today, I mean, I could break it down for you. Knicks are 5-5, 500 team, right? Against above 500 teams, we're 0-5. Against below 500 teams, we're 5-0. Points scored, 1150. Points allowed, 1150. Assists per game, we're 15th. Blocks per game, we're 15th. We have a completely zero plus minus. We are the epitome of mid. We are the definition.
I don't think you could, honestly, I don't even think you could get more. I don't think there's ever been a team, like from a statistical standpoint, that is more mid than this team is. Honestly, it's really right in the middle.
Little pushback, Ari, right? A little pushback, right? A little pushback to that is that if you play the right combination of talent on this team, you can get above mid. We're not like the Magic where they were just Vukovic and a bunch of shit talent.
Yeah, but you could also say that about other teams too. Like maybe not the Magic, but some other teams, if they were playing better rotations and their coach wasn't being a schmuck, they'd probably be also. But I'm just saying, like, as it stands right now.
But that's why. But the point is, it's not doom and gloom. That's why we hold everyone accountable, because the team actually could grow into a contender if they take themselves seriously. And it's not a family business.
Here's my problem, Papa Left, and I won't go. My take won't be long. So if you look at the plus minus this year for these guys, Reddish is plus 24, Hartstein plus 24, Brunson plus 22, Quickly plus 22, Toppin plus 16, Rose plus 7, RJ Barrett only plus 3, Randall's negative 13, Robson's negative 18, and then Evan Fournier is negative 40, right? So the whole point of this whole franchise is we will never know what we have because we don't give our young guys an opportunity to seal games. When I call Brunson a ball hog, I don't dislike him. I know he's a good player. To me, he's in the wrong situation. He needs to be with Luka competing for championships because that's where he's rightful at. He should be in that situation. He's a grown man. He's an experienced man. He has a full bag. He should be competing with an MVP candidate, not fumbling around with Julius Randle. Me, what I want to see, point blank period, I want to see RJ Barrett with an opportunity to close the game with the ball in his hands. I don't want to see Jalen Brunson take it and close these games because these guys will never get the experience. They'll never get to feel what Jason Tatum felt the other night in the Garden when he was shitting on us and closing us out. These guys need tangible, real high-level touches. I want to see RJ make a decision with under 2 minutes in a game. I haven't seen it all season. I want to see Obi Toppin out there in the fourth quarter doing something impactful with under 2 minutes left in the game. Cam Reddish doing something impactful. He did in the first game, but doing something impactful consistently with under 2 minutes left in the game. We will never see it because we have real alpha dogs. We shot Jalen Brunson. He's a man. He's doing his thing. But in terms of developing RJ Barrett and getting him to where he needs to be, he'll never get the opportunity, and it's just malpractice, bro. And you got a mid-team. What are you doing, Leon Rose? This is why I be upset with him. And I called RJ Lou Dort last week to a lot of disdain, but RJ's the only cat that I have a t-shirt and jersey to for the new modern Knicks, right? So shout out to RJ Barrett. We won't see what these guys can provide for us until Leon Rose cuts the fat, gets rid of Fournier, gets rid of Randall, tells Brunson to use his guys, and go.
That would be so beautiful.
Yo, I want RJ. I want to see the ball in RJ's hand win Luna the draw with under 2 minutes in the game. Is that so much to ask for?
Well, he's third in line right now, and I know a way to get him to second in line, which I'll get into a little bit later. But it's not just about cutting the fat. It's about putting the right pieces in the right spots, like you're saying, right? Like, you know, Tibbs is concerned about winning, bro, and he's gonna have the ball in Brunson's hands in crunch time, even though putting RJ or Cam or even Obi sometimes in that situation, whether or not you have just as good of a chance to win that game, you probably don't. You probably have a worse chance if it's not in Brunson's hands, but it's part of the process of development. Player development is not just about minutes. Right. It's about the positions you're being put on the floor. Are you a corner boy or are you running pick and roll?
Absolutely.
Obi Toppin sits in the corner. Granted, he's hitting his threes. He spreads the floor. It's valuable. But, dude, put the guy in a fucking pick and roll once in a while. He's the most athletic guy in the NBA. It's like he should be attacking the rim. And this is what I said yesterday about Obi is that, you know, it's all cool and dandy that he's shooting like 45% from three. Number one, he's not going to end the season shooting 45% from three. That is a fact. He's going to start missing his shots. And the three-pointer shouldn't be the first option. It should be attacking the rim
Put the
and
ball.
then put the You don't need to, or you put the ball on the floor, obviously, but even just a pick and roll, attack the rim, the Mitch spot, if you will, right? To just put pressure on the rim, and I think that's very important for his development. And you know how Poppa left says it's about value, right? And you say it's about putting the people in the positions to win. I look at everyone and seeing if they're adding for every single person on the team. I look for someone different, right? So, for example, with Obi, with Obi, the question is, can he get his jump shot going? That was like going into the season, right?
Right.
Like he took a step forward. He's increased his value because he did his shot. Can RJ finish better at the rim? Right? Can he be more efficient?
Can I read you something about Obi Toppin real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Jonathan Wiseman, shout out to the draft guru, Jonathan Wiseman, said a couple days ago, 3 days ago, Obi Toppin leads the Knicks in BPM, shooting 14 for 30 from three, averaging 24 points per 36, and still averaging fewer than 20 minutes per game in season 3. Getting a little silly. Okay. Yeah. So this is the perception in the league that we have with Thibodeau and Rose. When you have a young player clearly making strides and you can't find him minutes. Like you can't, and it's not even just minutes. You can't put him in. You have to put these guys in objective in tough spots to really grow them. Like Kobe ain't Kobe without that air ball at Utah in 90.
2 air balls in Utah.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy now that I think about it, and I'm a little high. We're a team that like has a shit ton of draft picks. Like we haven't even explored this side of it, right? We have so much draft picks and we have so much lack of commitment to our youth at times, right, that it's like we don't even assume that the correct way to go is to just draft talent and develop the talent on a cheap deal. Like, if you really think about it, if we were just a small market team,
that's what we should be doing.
Like we would just trade Randall, we'd get rid of Fournier, we definitely get rid of Derrick Rose, right? Derrick Rose literally would have no purpose on a team like this, and then we would just play the young guys, and then just get better and better and better. Without having to make a magician's move. Like, we don't have to mortgage everything. So when you're talking about what Jay from Florida is talking about, it's like we have a constant battle with the coach to play the talent, and it's on a meritocracy basis at this point. You can't tell me that certain players that are playing this year, they don't deserve the burn, man. Cam Reddish is a difference maker, man. He's an absolute difference maker. He adds a dynamic to our team that's different. You can't expect what he's going to do because he brings the action. He's up in your face. The defense he played on Tyrese Maxey was phenomenal.
Oh, can I ask you a question? If he got as many shots as RJ, how similar or different with the numbers? Like, do you think he'll be terrible with that kind of opportunity, or would those numbers mirror each other? Will he be close to RJ in terms of efficiency?
RJ's been better, but the thing about Cam is that
I'll put it like this: RJ was picked 10th. He'd be fighting for his career like that.
Because he's a third pick, and they don't want to be wrong, bro.
But you got to understand, RJ got a year and a half to really just fucking do it.
Right.
But also RJ
has a better floor than Cam.
Right.
He's aggressive. Like RJ takes it. RJ takes it. If Cam had RJ's mentality on going to the rim and sometimes being a little on the selfish side, who knows where he could be. But the thing that bothers me about the Reddish is that
RJ definitely. Go ahead.
I don't see a lot of like fast twitchies with Cam. Like, I don't see a lot of fast twitchies with Cam. I feel like he's very smooth. I feel like he's got a lot of handle and stuff like that. But I don't see a lot of explosiveness or just inertia to the rim.
You see it on defense. You don't really see it on offense, but you see him getting into people's jersey on defense. Like we'll never, bro.
Jay from Florida, can Cam cook on multiple possessions in a row?
Absolutely. We saw it in Memphis.
Yeah, he could do it. He could do that.
So it's like you know, the way we treat offense here, it's like so one-dimensional, man. It's
Right.
so one-dimensional, and it's so like there's no nuance to it. And what I was getting at is the dynamic part of it, right? Like, think of players that when they step on the floor, they add a different dynamic. That's why I really believe in this guy behind me, in Jericho Sims, because he adds a different dynamic. And if you think I'm crazy, watch him when he plays the game and ask me if any other center is doing that on our roster. Like, this dude is fucking setting picks all over, like setting a back pick, setting a pick for the point guard. And then and it's just a traditional pick and roll,
Right.
he's rolling to the basket. Everyone knows he's going for the lob, and he can fucking jump out the fucking gym.
Right.
Okay? His name is Jumpman. It ain't Hot Wheels. It's Jumpman. And it fucking drags the hedge defender in every instance. Remember the game against the Hawks last year on the road when we didn't have we had a bunch of guys without on COVID, and it was like
Right.
Deuce and all those guys.
Right.
Like, and Deuce and Sims in fucking Houston when they beat Houston, an NBA team, right? Like, those kids, they add a different dynamic. Now, certain guys are more impactful, right? Like Cam clearly is Obi, Cam, these guys are like impactful night to night where they can get minutes night to night.
Right.
But you can't tell me like it's illegal to throw Deuce McBride in a game to change the momentum. Like, you don't want to use this dynamic to your advantage.
Here's the problem, man, with Jericho Sims, man, and he played at Texas for 3 or 4 years, right? He backed up Miles Turner. A lot of bigs came through that Texas program. Bro, we're not talking about a player that's not seasoned. Like, he's played some basketball in his life. He's
Absolutely.
going through a lot of practices. He could play. He just needs somebody to just instill confidence in him, bro. We're never going to see these kids be who they are with Leon Rose at the helm and Tom Thibodeau coaching. They're 70-year-old guys.
No, Jericho's an impact on both sides of the floor, man. Don't sleep, man.
But I'm saying you're never going to see it. We're beating a dead horse. We're never going to see it because there's 70-year-old men running the Knicks. They don't.
Hey, yo, Ari, can you explain why 3 years, $6 million for Jericho Sims? Can you explain how that is so much more valuable than Mitchell Robinson at 4 years, $60 million?
Yeah, because you're getting 85% of the production for 10% of the price, and that's literally 10% of the price. If he's making $60 million versus $6 million, so
and I'm cool with Mitch being here for 4 years, $60 million, but he's got to give me more than 6 and 6.
I'm not cool with Mitch being
here. But he's here. I'm fine. But he's got to give me more than 6 and 6. We got to get you got to be on the glass, bro. Every fucking board should be yours.
Dog, we're talking about Leon Rose's constant mistakes, his constant bullshit. This is how I want these motherfuckers to be going. Does Cam Reddish get paid? How much Cam Reddish? He plays out the whole season. If he's locking,
he's on a rookie deal. He's due a contract.
Bro, my favorite basketball player of all time. Y'all know who it is?
Ari.
You know who my favorite basketball player is of all time?
I don't know who.
Guess.
I know who mine is. I mean, I'm gonna guess. Patrick Ewing was before you, right?
No, you're wrong. Whatever you think you're about to say, you're wrong.
What is it?
It's Dennis Rodman.
Okay.
Dennis Rodman is my favorite basketball player of all time, bro. The reason why Dennis Rodman's a Hall of Fame NBA champion, right? For 2 different organizations and dynasties with documentaries, and he could do whatever the fuck he wanted at any given time, and people were just like, "That's Dennis Rodman," right? He fucking had no offensive game, like none whatsoever. He didn't shoot that much. He wasn't that good at it. He didn't get the ball and get opportunities to score. He scored in transition. But when I would watch him as like a 7-year-old kid watching him on NBC, and everybody's looking at Michael Jordan, and I'm looking at Dennis Rodman, and I'm like, yo, this guy has 4 points and like 22 rebounds, and he's in the head of the opponent. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm Mitchell Robinson, right, I understand you don't get looks. I get it. It's frustrating. You're holding down the defense the entire night, and you're not touching the ball unless they want to use you like for a bailout or you get the offensive board. I get it. Like, I get that part. My thing is the identity's got to change, bro. You got to hit the glass. You got to make sure that I saw a clip of Steven Adams. I'll pull up the Steven Adams clip because it's like it makes you feel like, yo, why can't you be like that, bro? Like never let any of these. He plays well against the littler guys. I admit it. But Steven Adams says, I don't let little guys get rebounds.
What was I going to say? The problem.
Here it is. Hold up.
You really control the boards. Is that something that just in a game like this, or?
Yeah, I'm a big bastard, man. You assume so, eh? Yeah. Don't expect one of these little dudes to control the boards, eh?
Mitchell Robinson had 4 boards opening night. He had 4 rebounds, and he played the game for 13 minutes, and his subs played the game for 38 minutes. They played it for 4 quarters and overtime. And guess what? We lost by 1 point. Now, Isaiah Hartenstein held it down. Julius Randle held it down. We can go small. We don't, if you're not going to impact the game on defense at an elite level and you're not getting boards and I'm watching other guys out muscle you for rebounds, no, that's not cool, bro. I'm not having that.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, dude, he's a 0 on the offensive end.
Because he could be better, man. He could be better than that.
If he's not 100 on defense, then he's not worth it to be on the floor. If he's literally a 0 on offense and you're playing 4-on-5, people don't understand. You know, there's a theory going around right now that Julius Randle plays a lot better when Mitchell Robinson's not on the floor because he opens up the game for him and he lets Julius operate a little bit better. I don't know if that's true. I'm going to look for it.
This team could really benefit from Mitchell Robinson because this is a team that likes to get out in transition and they really should be pushing the pace. I need somebody in that back unit to do what Derrick Rose did 2 years ago. I don't know if it could be Derrick Rose, but someone needs to hold down that second unit as well. The ball is moving. The free flow comes in the second unit and they break up the monotony of the game. But I really think that Tibbs implementing Cam Reddish into that starting lineup, it adds a floor of like I don't want to say the word excitement, but a floor of unexpected motivation or motor like within that first unit because they historically have come out and been a major buzzkill.
Yeah, I mean, listen, even if they're not a buzzkill, even if they're good, it doesn't matter. Like that's the thing I have. That's why this is why it's so boring for me this season. It's like, yeah, we're good, we're decent. Great. What are we gonna do? Like, this is why Mitchell Robinson. I don't give a fuck if he plays good. I don't care if he plays bad. Like, if you have someone who's on one of the best, literally valued deals in the NBA, like Jericho Sims, making $2 million a year.
So who would you look to trade right now?
Everybody. I would trade Mitch. I would trade Rand. The only person I would keep that is a big contract is Brunson. Everybody else, Randall's gone. No, and I'd keep RJ. Okay. So
would you? I have a question. I have a question for you, right? Like 2 guys that I would trade would be Mitchell Robinson and Emmanuel Quickly. Those would be the 2 guys that I would look to because those are the 2 guys that have like theoretical value where if you can get off Mitch, like the fear of Mitch by throwing in Quick. And I really think if you threw that package with a couple picks, you really could like condense and get better, like low key. I think with those 2 players, I think you could find like a player of better talent than a Mitch and IQ, right? You got to get a player that's better, right? But that's like a little creative way how you can improve your team.
Man,
yeah, but how much better are you going to get?
Quick suck. Quick is a role play. You ain't getting shit.
I'm saying I'm not with Mitch, it would be to a contender though. It would be to someone who wants shooting, right? A little bench scoring. And then they want somebody to hold down the center spot for him. Maybe they're a team that goes up against the Nuggets. Maybe they're a team that goes up against Philly, right? I think Miami would like that. Something like, a team like that,
Mitch,
bro, call me miserable Knick fan. Listen, bro, they passed on Maxey. I mean, they
didn't pass on Maxey. They didn't pass.
See, for the artist, you are such a fucking asshole.
There's a lot.
For you, I'm gonna change that.
There's a lot of casuals on this app. I study the draft. I study who they work out. I study who they're talking about. I read every article in the summertime. I know exactly who these guys are quote unquote targeting. Maxey was the guy that they wanted in that draft. There's no way in the world you don't consolidate picks and trade up to get that guy. He got picked 21.
I don't know about that.
The next year, Bones Highland is balling out his freaking mind, and a bigger guard than Quickly, does more stuff with the ball in his hands, is a better creator, probably a better shooter too. Does everything better than Quickly. They identified him as well and didn't pick him because they were so enamored by Quickly's rookie year. You got a situation where they constantly pass on talent. They passed on Bol. Bol was a freaking second-round pick. We literally watched him drop fucking all the way down to the bottom of the draft, and now he's balling in Orlando. So this front office baffles me, bro. Like, you can't continue to just run the business like it's an agency. Like, this is a different realm of business. It's not CIA. You're running the Knicks. It's not based on relationships. It's not based on how you look. It's based on what's best for the team.
It's team
and
building.
how the team fits together like a puzzle piece.
Yeah. It's a puzzle. It's a mathematical and fair puzzle.
Don't fit together. You got pieces that you can't use, that your coach has no interest in using. You got Jericho Sims, like Papa Left said, with a perfect deal on the bench that you barely use. You got Deuce, a defensive stopper that you don't even put in occasion to stop people. Like, bro, they don't have to play huge minutes.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. Like, this team could be exciting if it was just like, if it played like a small market team. Like, if they actually like threw Deuce in a game just to switch up the momentum, like a coach who thinks like that. You know what I mean?
Bro,
like, Tibbs don't even fucking think,
because they're trying to chase meaningless wins, dude. This is the bottom line. They're trying to compete.
They run it like an agency. They don't run like a basketball team. They have these guys are old, bro. They're old. They're born in the 40s. Like, these dudes.
Dude, they're trying to.
Bro, he said born in the 40s. Who is 82? Who is fucking 75?
50s,
Yeah.
the 50s,
Bro, they born in the 50s. But who cares? Listen, you need, bro, the Jazz are winning mad games right now. Their coach is younger than me. He's 34 years old.
Jay from Florida, you know what they would do to you on Twitter right now? They'd fact check you, right? First, they find out the age. And then what they would do is they would post another fucking old white fucking GM, fucking 78 years old. He's got a championship. What?
He's just born in the 50s. He's born in 1958. That's the answer.
Bro,
But
Cavs are the problem with Knicks Twitter, man. These guys don't watch basketball. I don't look at the box score. I look at how the game plays out, bro.
It's deeper than that. It's not the casuals are it's even worse. The casuals enable the front office to put out a mid product because they don't really care about the wins and losses. They care about the entertainment. It's deeper than that, than Twitter. Dude. If there wasn't that's the thing. There's no casual fans in Oklahoma City. You're either a fan of the team or you don't care. Right.
When they have a podcast, like, I'm thinking about it like from this perspective, right? If I were to watch a Thunder podcast, right, I would be probably hearing like the Toxic Boys, but they're just not bad people. Like, they're just like talking about how to functionally fucking run an organization, right? Yeah, like, hey, let's get talent here. Let's acquire talent here. We're bad here. Let's get better here.
Because they're smarter. They don't just look at the record and be like, oh, we're better than we were last year. Like, yay. Like, dude, it's not even a championship, bro. It's like
they got a GM. I'm sure Presti got dust on his desk because he's been there so long. They hired him young, and they've allowed him to grow and mature as a leader. And he's going to rebuild him another playoff level team.
My thing is with
by blowing the dust off his desk because he's been there for so goddamn long. The Knicks have no clue how to do this shit properly. They operate like Oklahoma City. They need to operate like Utah. They don't,
though. They don't because they don't need to because they can still fill the building without losing, interest. If Oklahoma City doesn't have a good team or it doesn't have some entertainment, young guy or some kind of real thing going on, if they're just boring.
It's all about the buzz. It's all about the buzz.
Homer policing the timeline to make sure, quote unquote, holding people accountable. It's a cycle of mediocrity, bro. Like, when we go fight against this organization, fight against the front office that can really get a product that we love, bro. You know how difficult it is for me to watch these games, bro. It's so boring, bro. This is a boring ass.
The only time it's not boring is if Obi's doing like a through-the-leg dunk or something. Yeah, it's like OJ hits a three. It's like, yay.
Hold on, Ari. Jay from Florida is upset.
It's boring ass product, bro. They can't jump over a textbook. Jalen Brunson literally the whole time. over his shoulder, like posting people up, bro. It's boring basketball, dog.
How you say they can't jump over a textbook though?
They can't. RJ Barrett can't jump over a textbook. I've documented this on Knicks Fan TV years ago. He can't do it, bro. He's the most unathletic 22-year-old I've ever seen. That's boring, bro. Randall's was raining threes last night. It just looks ugly, dog. Like, where's my Paul? Where are my blue chip prospects? Where are the guys? Where's my Ant Edwards?
Oh, they're sitting on the bench playing 10 minutes a game. That's where they're sitting.
You see more Obi. I want Obi blossom into an all-star.
Yeah.
Who's on Twitter talking about Ant Edwards looks fat? I'm like, bro, did you see him in that playoff series? Did you see the things he could do as a guard in the NBA? And do you see anything on our roster that could do anything like that in the playoff series? Because they're clamping RJ ass like they did in Atlanta if he gets into the playoffs. His ass is on lock because he don't got the bag. He don't got moves to fucking facilitate.
What are you talking about?
That's a fact.
RJ Barrett. He said RJ Barrett when the game.
I'm still
all right, Lou Dort. But he said RJ Barrett. If he's in the playoffs when the game slows down, and it really depends on your
skills.
Christ,
Yeah.
Jay. Jesus Christ, Jay. Are you okay? What's going on in Florida? Is there a fucking hurricane there? What's the problem?
Yeah, it's coming by tomorrow.
Yeah.
We stacked up. I'm just tired.
Really? I was just joking.
This mid-ass product. No, there's really a hurricane coming for real. Another one. It'll be a Thursday. Like, honestly, it's crazy, bro. But this regular fall for us. But listen, I'm just tired of watching this bum product, man. I'm just tired of watching these. I just.
So I wouldn't say it's a bum.
One of my favorite things about Jay from Florida hate, I understand why you would want to kill him or want him to kill himself. Like, I get it, because one of the takes he put out was that I would have drafted Darius Garland instead of RJ Barrett. And someone literally commented, "You should go kill yourself."
Absolutely. Have you seen the pace? Have you seen the pace that Garland plays with? Do you see how he organizes his teammates? Do you see his three-point shot? Do you see what he does? It doesn't take RJ. It takes so much for RJ to get a bucket, bro. You literally,
That's a good point. I want
the seams out the basketball to get a point, bro. Like, literally, he has to pound the seams out the basketball to get a point.
That's a good point.
So difficult. Garland comes off the screen, shoots a three, comes down the court, gets his man involved. It's just a smoother game, bro. And it's just,
if you look at the playoffs, dude, and that's a good point, man. And let's segue to that. Like, in the playoffs, the game tightens up, and you don't get those cheap buckets, right? And you really have to beat your man. You got to have some moves, and you have to really get to your spots and really
nothing realer than playoff defense, bro.
Yeah,
there's nothing realer than that.
RJ, listen, granted, he was a young kid when he made it. Randall also was, it was his first time, and they obviously folded under the pressure. But it's an interesting point. Shout out to JJ from Brooklyn. He's been on the RJ's a bust train for a while. I wouldn't go that far. I don't think he's a bust per se, but I think that there's an argument to be made that when the game slows down and he really needs to get a bucket, can he get you that bucket? That's a question that we're gonna have to say. And you know what? To Jay's point before, we're not gonna know that if he doesn't get the ball down the stretch.
You know what my question is? Shout out to Khalil, because Khalil admits to people that he just started watching the Knicks during the pandemic. I'm still asking Jay Nicky to watch playoff games from the 90s so you can know what kind of history we got.
What game specifically? Just any game from the 90s? NBA TV throw on?
97, the Heat series.
The Heat series. Oh yeah.
Heat series at least. So
Bro,
you
could hear, growing up in New York, right? The sports radio is so nostalgic, like the way it used to be. And to watch the Knicks as a kid in the 90s, you had to have cable. That wasn't an automatic thing. So I didn't have cable growing up, so we used to listen to the games on radio. Bro, when the Knicks were playing the Heat and I was traveling to go from one family's house to the next family's house, I got to listen to the game on the radio, right? It's you could hear the intensity, right? You could hear the fucking fans, the fucking back and forth. That shit is crazy.
Listen, that was a different level of anything.
Crazy. The city was so behind the Knicks. I grew up in a really busy area. I grew up in the Bronx, in the Northeast Bronx. off White Plains Road, and you're talking about a really big. When the Knicks would play, nobody would be on the street. Like everybody would be inside watching these games. Everybody's uncle and dad. Like the Knicks are part of this. Is the type of fan base that we got, bro. So if you got me watching a mid-ass product with mid players that can't get me to the promised land, you're wasting my time, bro. I don't care about RJ Barrett. He's a starter. Whoop-de-doo. I don't care about Brunson. Brunson is wasting his goddamn time. Like I said, he should go be playing with with Luka, because Luka is the type of player in his age bracket right now. He should be playing with that type. He shouldn't be wasting his time with RJ Barrett. We will never, ever get to see these guys in big moments because Brunson is taking it in his own hands. RJ Barrett will never get a chance to close a game. Obi Toppin will never get a chance to close a game. Grimes will never get a chance to close a game. Cam Reddish will never get a chance to close a game because Brunson and Randall is literally going to take it in their hands every single.
You're talking about
like this. It'll never work. You have to give these guys tangible experience. When they go to the playoffs, this is the problem because they don't get to close anything in the regular season. And now Nate McMillan is scheming against Jalen Brunson, and he's forced to pass the ball. And RJ's going to be fumbling it because you don't know. He never been in this situation.
Great point. It's a fantastic point. Yeah.
You got to be. Player building is a lot. It's based on situations and scenarios. And if you can't provide scenarios for these guys to get better, we're going to be watching a mid product for a long time. Wasserman said it the best. It's getting silly to watch a player averaging 24 points per game in Obi Toppin per 36, and he can't get 20 minutes a game. This is stupidity. Like, they can't.
Especially if it's your drafted lottery pick. It's your drafted lottery pick. And listen, dude, you went off there. That was good. We're going to clip that up, put that on fucking Twitter. That was fire, Jay. But listen, man, here's what I want to talk about. So we're in the mids. We're the definition of mid. How do we get it better? Now, to Poppa Left's point, I wouldn't trade quickly. If I had to pick, if you ask me what players I'm trading Mitch, I'm trading Fournier, I'm trading Randall, and I'm trading Derrick Rose. And I'm just cleaning out the fat, getting all the vets out of there so RJ Barrett could close, so Cam Reddish could take more shots, so Obi Toppin could really play 35 minutes a night, see what happens, clear the cap space, and you still have your draft picks. Like right now, we're capped out and we have the draft picks. If you can clear the cap and keep your draft picks.
What do you think the perception of these players are on for other teams, other GMs? Like, do you think anybody's taking on Fournier's money? Like,
he's going to be an expiring deal next year. So if you're trying to make the run in the 2024 free agency where there's more free agents, which is where the real free agency is, it's not going to matter about Fournier. It's really going to matter about Julius Randle and Mitch, right? More so Randle, obviously, because he makes double the amount of money that Mitch does, right? But that's going to be the whole thing, man. That's the thing to look at, because removing Julius Randle does a lot of things good for this team. And it just has nothing to do with himself. RJ gets more touches. Obi gets to play. You don't have inefficient three-point shooting.
Can I say something positive about Quickly?
Yeah, go for it.
And I've been thinking about this. Emmanuel Quickly is starting to do positive things, winning things outside of offense.
Absolutely.
Okay. He got 16 rebounds the other night. You know what I'm saying? He's playing stellar defense. He's still got to move the ball. He's way too ball hoggy for me still. But now I'm starting to see him do winning things outside of just chucking shots up. So shout out to him. If you can put it all together, we might be on to something. Cam Reddish has learned to do this, right? Cam Reddish has learned I don't have to be a superstar. I don't have to be the main guy like I was in high school. I can literally do the dirty work and still get my playing time for Tom Thibodeau. Such a shout out to him. We're seeing these guys make adjustments and get better. But now we need a coach and a GM not born in the 1950s to optimize talent around these kids and invest in them and nurture them properly and stop wasting our goddamn time.
I love it. I love everything you just said, Jay from Florida.
That was dope. Yeah, I mean, listen, dude. Listen, man. This. We're stuck in purgatory. So it's like to your point, Poppa Left. Yeah, this team could be exciting to watch when you put the kids in and stuff like that. But even if it works out, you're still maxed out at a 6 seed. It's like, what's that going to do for us? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to build to a championship, bro. I want to do the proper rebuild, man. And if you have Obi Toppin playing behind Julius Randle, get rid of if you're not going to play him together for big minutes. That's a good thing that happened. Julius Randle at the end of last season versus now, he's at least rehabilitated some of his trade value. He's not a negative asset anymore. He's probably a neutral asset He has a couple of nights like he did last night or whatever, and you might be able to convince some team to give up a first-round pick for him, right? So you get him off the books. Not only do you get his salary off the books, which is basically a basically borderline max, but Obi gets to play more minutes.
Right.
You can see how really good he is, which is the most important thing right now. RJ Barrett literally becomes the Robin right now. He's going to get his touches.
Right.
All right. And he'll put him in positions where he has to score and stuff like that. And then, you open it up. It's addition by subtraction. And then you use that cap space to roll it over to the year after when Fournier comes off the books and you have room for a supermax deal. And you don't even have to give up any draft picks.
Can I break it to you, Ari?
They're not going to do that.
Leon Rose has no interest in doing any of that. Ever.
I know.
He's not. This is not that kind of regime.
Yeah, they're trying to win meaningless names.
And I like to for the people that weren't here when we first started the show. I just want to reiterate the takes because you got to kind of understand what we're talking about here. And the Knicks being mid. The Knicks this year are 5-5 against 500 teams. Against above 500 teams, we're 0-5. Against below 500 teams, we're 5-0. We have points scored at 1150, points allowed 1150, literally the same amount. Okay, assists per game, we're 15th, right in the middle of the NBA. Blocks per game, we're 15th. We're at 0 in terms of plus minus. We are the epitome of it.
Dude, that's crazy.
No way, that is just what it is. How do we get out of this mediocrity? How do we stop these guys from wasting our time? Why do they not care about us?
Because we're real fans and we're not the casual fans. That's why.
And
Dude, I told you guys the answer. I've told the answer the entire time, bro. I've said it the entire time. I've said it for 3 years now, honestly. It's the same shit over and over again, dude.
You got podcasts and content creators that never mention this. They just literally analyze the whack-ass game and Jalen Brunson closing the game. We know Jalen Brunson can close the game. We know he's nice. We get it. When do we RJ Barrett have a meaningful close? We seen Jalen Brunson close out in the playoffs. We know he's nice. We know he can do it. I got it. I get it. I understand. When does RJ get the opportunity?
Yeah, I don't think it's what you're saying is valid. The only thing is that it's hard to sell what you're saying if you don't get the result.
But it's not though.
It is hard because if RJ can't close, right? Then you created a problem.
Yeah, but you at least learn that RJ can't close, and then you can pivot off of how you feel about RJ.
We know this. We know Randall can't close. We have no clue what RJ can do down the stretch. We have no clue what Grimes can, Reddish, especially Obi Toppin.
Right.
No clue. And we won't because Jalen Brunson.
Learning about whether or not they could close is worth more than actually winning the game.
I agree with that. I'm saying I'm saying is
say that 3 times for me. I'm sorry, Papa. Say that 3 times for me. That's very important.
Learning about the players is more important than winning the game. Learning about the players is more important than winning about the game. Yeah. Learning about the players is more important than winning the game.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Papa.
You have no chance of winning anything this year, and it should be I said it episode 1, information acquisition. And you said it, Papa, you had a moment of brilliance about the value.
Moment of brilliance.
You could learn more. You need the information acquisition to attribute whether or not these plays are getting more valuable or less valuable in order to pivot and build a championship team. It's perfect. It makes perfect sense. But you ask
how much of this, can I ask you a question, Ari?
Yeah.
How much of this is like Jalen Brunson's with a new team and they're trying to I don't know, it's Tibbs year 3 more than this is Jalen Brunson and the kid. You know what I mean? It still feels like this is Tibbs' team. Like it has the same kind of ways about it, you know? Yeah. Like they play hard, you know, they try to play well on defense, right? And they kind of just go cold for long periods of time.
Let me ask you something about last night specifically. Do you think, watching the game last night, we talked about, all 3 of us have talked about, do you think they played for each other last night? Or you think guys are trying to get theirs last night? Did you enjoy the ball movement, or was it a hog fest?
I think it was in between. I think the answer is that Tibbs kind of let them do whatever was working when it was working, I think they started hitting some threes early on, and Tibbs probably in a timeout said, yo, just let those fucking things go. Because that's what Julius Randle said. He said Tibbs said he wants us to get more shots up. I don't necessarily believe that, because I think there is a little bit of micromanaging. It's not just a complete analytically driven team. Like if they were, you would just see us just shooting threes all the time. If what he said about, hey, we only made 27, we only took 27 and they made 27, you know, that's unacceptable. It's mathematically impossible for us to win the game, which, to be honest, if you really think about that, it is so true, because the Knicks pretty much played the Celtics neck and neck. Yeah, the Knicks went on quicker, more destructive runs, right? They went on a couple 10-0s.
Right.
But the Knicks were right there in that game. That game was in the balance. You know what I mean? So if you're not going into the game, and this comes up to an issue that I've had with the boringness issue, right? Is like we don't lean into anything that's intentional or to anything that has anything to do with identity. We have identity that comes out of us within stretches, right? Where we're playing good defense, we're outletting, and we're playing fast break basketball, and you know, and Jalen Brunson's cooking, and you know, Randall's got it going a little bit, and then we feed off of each other. But when that shit stops, this is what I want to say about Jalen Brunson. He has proven to me as a Knick, and he really didn't need to prove it to me as a Knick, to be honest. He's a closer. He could get you a win.
We knew this.
We know this. Is he a floor general though?
No.
And that's what I want to see, and I haven't seen it yet.
He's a me guy. Let me ask you a question, Ari and Pop. When you watch the Knicks, when you watch the rest of the NBA, what team would you like the Knicks to emulate? What team would you like to see them play like?
Either I'm going to go either the Warriors, not because it's Steph Curry, just because of their consistent ball movement. They're intentional with their offense, right?
Okay.
Or I would be like the Celtics. The Celtics play into two or three talents, right, or the Heat. Oh no, fuck the Celtics. I would play like the Heat, bro. I would be like the Heat, because the Heat, from night to night, you don't know what the fuck you're gonna get. Absolutely. You have no fucking. They'll fucking just pull out a fucking zone on you. They'll pull out a press. They'll fucking put four guys on your best player or some shit. Spoelstra will fucking do whatever it takes to compete, bro.
Yeah,
and he not for some fucking sick like fucking illness, like play Alec Burks over Emmanuel Quickly, but like literally, like I'm gonna go with what I think is gonna work tonight, and I'm gonna put my team on the offensive side of scheme.
Right. What about you, Ari?
I was thinking either Toronto or Memphis.
Okay.
Beautiful answers. Beautiful answers.
Great, man. Toronto's great. Watch Toronto.
Toronto, because of like, you know, they could use Brunson like the what's his name, Van Vliet situation with the wings, the long wings with, you know, Scotty and Pascal. They keep the cap flexible. They're about player development all the time. They have a defense that could switch pretty much. Besides Van Vliet, they could all pretty much switch with each other. They're all interchangeable parts.
Right.
I got an idea. And it's going to be controversial.
And they don't. Toronto doesn't take time. They don't take a long time to get into their stride, because they playing. There's a mandate. There's an organizational mandate to be around your guys all summer, to go hang out with Rico Hines and play 5-on-5, so it doesn't get stale. So shout out to Masai, as always. My team, Phoenix, and I'm talking about finals Phoenix. 7 seconds or less. Either you shoot or pass the ball, make a quick decision, don't hold on to the ball, right? Constantly, we're looking at a team that literally dribbles the air out the ball over and over again to get into a shot. Under 15 seconds, right? Under 7 seconds to get a shot. It shouldn't take this long to get offense going, get our pace up in the NBA in 2022. So this is, again, why I don't want my coach and my GM to be born in the 1950s.
Right. Here's the issue with that, and I agree that you need to speed up the pace for sure. But if you really go 7 seconds or less and you're really speeding up the pace, the Knicks do not have the shooters and just the offensive talent to really run with some of these teams in the NBA. Like they're going to get run out the building in some of these games.
Shout out to Smooth. He says Spurs, Warriors, of Memphis.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, that you're talking about. So the difference is you're talking about teams that value the system and the concepts over individual playmakers like a Brunson. Right? Brunson can, and Tips has always done this. Always in his most successful times, he always had a dynamic guard that can kind of bail him out of shit. And Brunson is that now. Derrick Rose is that once upon a time. Brunson is that now. So, I mean, hopefully he stays healthy, man. Hopefully nothing happens to Brunson. He stays healthy, so that crutch will always be there for Tips. But we're not a team like if we sustain like really meaningful injuries. Some teams it doesn't matter. Like Miami, I feel like it doesn't really matter. They're gonna come out and compete no matter what.
Yeah.
We get a catastrophic injury to a Brunson, the season's done right then and there.
Oh, Brunson, yeah, but he's the only one that I'd feel. Yeah, he might be the only one though who's like that. Like if you lost RJ and then you had Grimes, let's say Grimes, Reddish, Brunson, Rand, like that you could probably still win some games. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know, but again, you got to zoom out, man. Like, what does it even matter? Like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, what does it even matter? We're not going to win anything. That's why it's so important to learn about these players, like you said, put them in these high pressure moments, right? And see if their value is going to go up or value is going to go down, and then you pivot from whatever the data says, dude. It's what I've been. Dude, it's just really frustrating.
Poppa Left was a really like stout basketball guy. Like, I've rewatched those playoff games against Atlanta, and I watched RJ and Randall struggle, man. And
that's an interesting experience too, watching those games back.
Like, you got Knicks fans, if you got a chance, man. I know that we get into the seasons and we get into the games that we're currently watching, but if we could go back and watch that Atlanta series again, we can kind of figure out exactly where RJ and Randall need to develop. Especially because you're not playing, it's not every night you're playing a new opponent. Nate McMillan's literally sitting on his couch in his drawers, smoking a spliff, scheming against Randall and watching.
Yo, that's a classic. That's a classic right there.
Seriously, bro. And like, how do they react to that? How do they counteract that as players? Not even Tip. Like
Capella said they're going on vacation, bro. He said they're going on vacation. Clint Capella said they're going on vacation.
And they knew what time because they watched
it was over.
They know their coach is going to prepare to kill the Knicks.
They were not fucking around. The Atlanta Hawks were like, yo, y'all said see you in the A. That's what Trae Young said. See you in the A. And that was it.
Frank Ntilikina had one possession that ever mattered, and he completely failed. Literally,
I was there.
One possession. He had only one meaningful possession in his entire career, and he's supposed to be the Scottie Pippen defensive stopper, throw him on the small guys, and literally this dude went the wrong way, got beat so easy to the right. I was like, all right, get this freaking Frenchie out of here.
You only can imagine if we would have won that game, right?
But it could have changed a lot. That would have been 1-1 then. Right?
Knicks probably end up winning that series. They probably end up winning that series off the vibes alone.
Yeah, I mean, it's a competition for sure.
I got a DM, and this goes away from that series. I got a DM from UGA. Shout out to him, and he was saying that he basically said that Tom Thibodeau has successfully turned Cam Reddish into Reggie Bullock.
No, not necessarily, but yeah, but I give Reggie this over Cam, right? Reggie, you could give him a package of plays and a package of opportunities, and he can knock down those threes, bro.
Right. And Cam can't. Cam's not that kind of dead eye.
That's what I'm saying. Like you could use that. What Reggie is crazy, bro. Like we totally underappreciated that player.
Oh, absolutely, bro. If I could go back in time, I'm signing Reggie Bullock.
He can guard 2, 3, 4 sometimes. Absolutely. He can hold his own in a switch. He's very communication. He could shoot his threes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Yo, this goes back to Leon Rose running.
And we got Evan Fournier.
Do you really know what you're doing? We're not NBA GMs. Do you really know what you're doing if you're gonna kick Reggie Bullock to the curb?
And we kept Alec Burks for the same money. That's the best. That's the funniest part.
So it didn't make it. If you're truly running it back, you go ahead and give Reggie Bullock his little change, and you get another point guard without a name because you went to Kemba Walker. You know Kemba.
Or if you're not willing to pay Reggie Bullock 3 years, $30 million, that's fine, right? It's not the greatest contract, but what you could do is the guy that you really love, who you picked 25th in the draft, who you traded back for and you were still happy with, right? You could have just made him Reggie Bullock.
Right.
But we had to wait for fucking Omicron to see that happen.
Absolutely. It's crazy, bro. And go back to the point guard situation. You signed Campbell, cool. But, I mean, it was like George, just regular fucking run-of-the-mill veteran guys, that just solid guys that you could sign, not flashy. But again, these guys are agents, and they look to make the flashy move every time. That's not good for the actual team. So it's like, yo, when do they leave? Like, I'm ready for them to leave. I don't care about cohesiveness, cohesion. I don't care about none of that shit. I want real ball people in office.
Let's look at the chat real quick and shout people out, man. I want to read a few. Jay, read a few from the top. I just want to, scroll up a little bit.
Okay. All right. What we got? So let's start. I've been dibbling that with CP the artist. He's been talking a lot of garbage on here. Okay. CP the artist. Obi is a spot up 3-point shooter that he upgraded just from dunker. Okay. I get you, CP. Absolutely. But Obi can do a lot more if we unload that bag and we invest in him, especially down the stretch. Especially puts the ball on the wood. Obi can ball. JJ said we got to tank the next 3 years. Absolutely. Starting the year, 23 draft, if they're serious about really putting together a team, they got to tank. Absolutely. Julito with the eyes, he checking out what's going on. Shout out to Julito. Josh B, is that a Wu-Tang hat? Yeah, Papa Left absolutely win a Wu-Tang hat. Nick Starr. RJ would never get that chance because Randall role would never shrink. Absolutely.
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. Only sporadically, man. Only sporadically. It was kind of interesting because, the Knicks do this where they'll let RJ get the first play just to get him going.
Right.
And then they just forget about him. You know what I mean? It's like, go fuck yourself. You got to get Randall the ball right now.
Right.
There's certain possessions. You know what the most fucked up part about Randall getting the ISO look is it literally comes out of nowhere. It's like, hey, we're doing all the right things. It's like, nah, let's go slow it down right now.
Try to feed him to make him like boost his ego. It's weird, bro. It's weird.
Instant turnover when it's a Randall ISO.
Crazy. All right.
By the way, I don't know if anyone noticed, but we're basically giving out free super chats. We're shouting out everyone's stuff here without taking a single dollar from you.
Yeah,
so
shout out.
Hit that like
on the hit that like button.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button.
Free super chats here. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Shout out to OG CT Pittman, man. Respect always, brother. Y'all should have rocked with Fizdale for like 3 seasons, and you would have been a top 5 lottery every year. Absolutely, bro.
That is true. That is real.
Let him rock out so we can get some lottery picks. Absolutely, bro.
CT Pittman, man. That's the general too.
The general. Rick the Legend. Most of these content creators are groupies hoping to one day get a pick with RJ Barrett. Okay,
I'll be honest. I'll be honest, bro. Like I'll be cool. I'll be cool with a player, but it wouldn't be because of the Knicks, bro. I can't. It even hurts me that, like, you see me, I got the University of Houston, Quentin Grimes, went to Houston. Like, I know his trainer. I met Matt, who's at Vegas, and like, they're really good guys, man. Like, I really, and when you learn about the story.
Oh, can I talk? Hold on, Papa Left. We were a couple days ago before the Philly game, and Papa Left information on Grimes starting like 9 a.m, and we was yelling at Papa Left because he was saying, bro, you need to drop this story, drop the bomb on Nick's Twitter and tell everybody that Grimes is starting. And he would not relationship. He wants to uphold the integrity. So shout out to Papa Left for being a man in his word, man. Shout out to you, bro.
Absolutely not, man. I mean, even in this sense, I don't even want to talk about that. But like the thing is that like it hurts when Grimes is hurt, right? Or like he's not playing well because how much belief there is in the guy. You know what I mean? You get the internal look at it. But for me, like that conflicts me as a fan. Like, I don't want to be like that. Like, I always tell people, like, I don't have any desire to sit courtside. I couldn't handle it, bro. I wouldn't be able to handle it. Like, I would just be too visible. Like, I want to be able to criticize the players. I want to be able to criticize the team because it's a team that I love, and I want. And it's like anything that you love. If you love it, you'll critique it until it gets the best that it could be, or you'll appreciate it for all the great things. But the point is that like I just want to be free. Like I don't want. I'd get a picture of RJ on some rap shit or something like that.
Absolutely. Shout out to CP, the artist. His basketball takes a god awful terrible, but he's making a lot of sense right here. He said RJ's PER is 12.4. The league average is 15. Enough said. This is why I call him Luke Dort.
But that I just want to clarify. That's just my personal disposition with the team. That I don't expect everybody to be like that. Like I just personally I picture me and the Knicks as something like on my TV. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I mean, if you didn't think like that, you wouldn't be part of the Toxic Boys.
I know, right?
I mean, it's pretty like we're criticizing the team, and people think we're trying to get closer to the team. It's kind of counterintuitive there.
We'll get a Nick on the show, though. We can get a Nick on the show. We just gotta. There has to be a mutual understanding of who we are as human beings in this world.
Right.
Like,
Papa, Ari, actually, what do you think about this PER thing that CP's talking about? The league average. He's at 12.4. The league average is at 15.
I mean, so after doing my analytics research, PER is one of the more advanced analytics. There's a lot of weightings that go into it, and there's a lot of different variables. So it's more of an accurate statistic than a lot of the other statistics.
Right.
That being said, it's 10%, 10 game sample size. So you're at, what is that, 12.5% of the season, right? 1/8, right? Yeah, 12.5% of the season. And, it's early, so he's been playing better of late. He started off really bad. The first 3 games were pretty bad, and he's been getting better. So we'll see. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's his 4th year now. Every year that goes by, if you lose a little bit of less and less hope of whether he's going to be that guy. But I think Steph Curry didn't make his first All-Star game until he was 26 or something like that. Like it happens every once in a while. Kawhi, same thing. But right now, I do not think he's a guy that you could give the ball to at the end of a playoff game when the best perimeter player is guarding him and be like, give me a bucket, take me off a screen. Like I haven't seen it, but I don't think he could do it right now. Anyway, I think he needs the reps to what you were saying, and I think we got to prioritize development to do this because it's not just about minutes, bro. It's like you said, it's about high impact moments, being in the high impact moments.
We'll never know what RJ Barrett is if he's taking a back seat to Brunson every night and watching Brunson.
Julius Randle. So if you get rid of Randle, that solves that problem. So let's talk about what do you say?
Smooth he's asking who is on Will Hardy's staff? I want him as the next coach of the Knicks. So Will Hardy's the coach of the.
That's a you question, not me.
So yeah, I mean, bro, there's a lot of coaches out there that can coach, and a lot of high end guys and smart younger dudes that can coach the Knicks, man. Will the Knicks put aside that they're wanting and they're needing for a name and just hire a good coach, or will they continue to go down this rabbit hole of like Brown, Tom Thibodeau, Phil
Do you
Jackson?
feel like Johnny Bryant is a name?
He is now because we were familiar with him. As a
So if they hired him, would that be the correct move?
Nah, because I feel like you get like a I feel like if you have somebody
he's
like
an interim. He's an interim.
Yeah, I mean,
why can't he be the head coach though?
Can I finish my take, Papa left?
No, I'm high. Go ahead.
All right. So right now, in my personal life, I'm in a situation where my homeboy became my boss, and we're all executives, but he's my superior. So it's like I don't really. There's no like fear of like. I mean, he's cool, but it's like it's just a weird situation. Johnny Bryant's been in the building for 2 years now, so it's like, can he really change the ethos of the culture of the team? Can he shock? Can he literally shock the team into doing things differently? When you hire somebody from the outside, they're bringing their philosophy. You don't know how this guy operates. You don't know what pisses him off. You don't know what makes him happy. You have no inkling of what's going on. Hiring Johnny Bryant, you kind of have an idea of who he is, and you kind of know how to play that. So I feel like if you're going to hire a coach, hire somebody completely foreign to the organization, bring him in here and let him really shock the ecosystem of the Knicks.
No, Jay. First of all, I will say this: you're on fire. Like you're doing very well right now. You're on fire right now. So like, amen. You're hot tonight, Papa. Papa's blaming monopolizing conversations off of him being high off of marijuana. This guy must be freaking Snoop Dogg over here then. So
Nah, I do that all the time, but I'm excited, man. I love the show.
no, dude, you're the man. We want you talking. But here's my question. So the next 3 games before next week's podcast on, we got to figure out if we're gonna do it Monday or Tuesday because there's a game next Tuesday. But whatever it is, before next podcast we have the Brooklyn Nets, the Detroit Pistons, and the Oklahoma City Thunder. So a pretty light schedule. I'll start with Poppa. Poppa, record prediction. Who do you think we're gonna win, and who do you think we're gonna lose to? Let me figure out if we're for home or away. Hold on 1 second. So
I'm going 3-0. I'm going 3-0.
Wow.
Utah's the last game on Tuesday.
Oh wait, hold on 1 second. What is it?
4 games. It's Brooklyn, Detroit, Oklahoma City, and Utah.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you this much: if we're playing the Brooklyn Nets, it's a home game regardless. So shots, but
yeah, Brooklyn's done, bro. Brooklyn's done. I'm gonna believe that we're due, and we got Brooklyn at probably the best time we can get them. So I'm gonna give them the win against Brooklyn. I'm obviously giving them the win against Detroit. Okay, they've proven to me that they're just a matchup, even from last year, right? Like we just beat up on Detroit, right? I'm gonna give them the win against Detroit. Right. Oklahoma City Thunder, I'm assuming it's on the road, right?
Right.
That might be a trippy one. Because they're 5-5 right now, and SGA is fully loaded, bro.
And he's averaging 40 a night, by the way, close.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, that might be a trippy one. And then the game after one is also like if they go anything less than 3-1, it's a problem.
Okay, Utah gonna be Utah. We're gonna use Utah for sure. Brooklyn, who knows? And Oklahoma City. I mean, if Cam can do a good job on SGA, we'll probably pull that game out. But I mean, I think
I need them to win. I need them to split those 2, and I need them to win the first 2.
2-2, bro.
I think 2-2 is fair.
2-2.
Oh yeah, again, I didn't give them Minnesota last night.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah, Minnesota.
No, I didn't give them Minnesota last night.
Yeah, but after Utah, we at Denver, at Golden State, at Phoenix, at Oklahoma.
That's why they gotta go 3-1, bro. They gotta go. If you're looking at the season like that, like they gotta go 3-1.
Yeah, this is the gauntlet. So after the bullshit Detroit and Oklahoma City games, we go at Denver, at Golden State, at Phoenix, at Oklahoma City. Then we come back home for Portland, good team. Memphis, we already know. And then Detroit again. And then Milwaukee, Dallas, Cleveland. Yeah. It's going to get really real until like December 15th. Like, it's going to get real, bro. So they're going to have to lock in and get these wins, but they can get these wins.
So we're all saying 2-2, or Papa, you said 3-1.
I'm saying
right?
3-1 because I think they're going to beat Brooklyn. And I think between Oklahoma City and Utah, I think that the talent on that other end is not it's not even the talent. It's just I don't believe in a win from them yet. Like they don't get that's a loss for us.
It's on the road. We rarely win in Utah.
It's in Utah. Fine. It's in Utah. Fine. I'm totally with that. But like I'm calling regression on Brooklyn beating us every fucking game that we play them. We're due to win one fucking game against Brooklyn. We got them at the best shot that we can get them.
In the chat, by the way. Chat, can y'all tell me what the record is for the next week?
We got a couple. I know JJ from Brooklyn says 2-2. You know what surprised me? I'm gonna post it right now. Is this guy is Todd high or is he or is he no longer toxic? I don't know.
It could be 4-0 though, Ari. This team could beat those 4 teams.
Chat, let me give you out a schedule, chat. Brooklyn, Detroit, Oklahoma, and Utah. Next 4 games before the next episode. What are we?
I mean, dude, 4 in a row. When was the last time the Knicks ever won? Like maybe once or twice, maybe recently. That's it.
Won what?
Bro, we barely beat the Sixers, dude. We barely beat the Sixers without Embiid and Harden, bro. We're not gonna. I doubt we're gonna go 4-0. Maybe 3-1. Who knows? I think we're gonna go 2-2.
My thing is, you're not looking at it from the momentum. Remember when I talk about momentum, man? They beat Brooklyn tomorrow night. Then they roll into Detroit at home on a Friday night. They're going to fucking smoke Detroit on Friday night for the fans.
Right.
And then you go on the road against Oklahoma City, a winnable game. Now you're 8-5. and then you're fucking rolling, and then Randall's having a great time, and
Then you
everybody's
go on the gauntlet, and then
then you get to go on the gauntlet and get your ass kicked. Absolutely.
okay.
Just so you know, the Nets are minus 2.5. So Vegas has the Nets beating us, but by a slim margin.
They have to, though. They have to do that.
Pastor Claudio says 1-3. Blood says 2-2. Frank Corona says 1-3. Eric says 2-2.
You're right, Pastor Claudio.
Big Nick says I don't have any respect for Detroit and Oklahoma City. I respect OKC. Like I said,
they're 5-5, bro.
Yeah, I mean
they're us with more opportunity to. Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't. Who knows?
Ray says 1-3. Josh B saying 4-0. So we'll see what happens, man. It's all over the place. I mean, these next 4 games, Knicks fans, let's be humble about it. Let's put the pom-poms down for a little bit. Let's not get too excited if we beat these teams. Again, the gauntlet starts as soon as we get home, as soon as we finish the game against Oklahoma City at home, which is the 13th, which is Sunday coming up. It's a matinee game too. We go to Utah, Denver. So you got the high altitude problem. Then you go to Golden State, and they're struggling, but it's still Steph Curry. You got to come to play. Phoenix, Oklahoma City on the road, and then you come back to the Garden the day after Thanksgiving. You play Portland, Memphis, Detroit, and then Giannis comes.
How many times are we gonna play Detroit, bro?
We're gonna play them a lot. So and then after Detroit, Giannis comes in, Luka comes into the Garden, and then Spider makes his Garden debut.
Oh God! Those are 3 guaranteed L's.
Play it. Spider 12-4 on Jay-Z's birthday.
Oh man, dude, I don't know. Listen,
what is this that you're drinking every time you feel like you just made the most profound statement in the world?
Pellegrino. He's got that. He's a fancy bro. It's sparkling water.
That's all I drink.
See what I'm drinking, guys? Water.
Good for you. Good for you, Ari.
Thank you, man.
Man, it's 8:30. Final thoughts. What we doing?
Yeah. So first of all, before we do our final thoughts and do a shout out, we're thinking about bringing on a guest sometime soon. Maybe not next week, but maybe 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. We want to bring on.
This is from 2014 and 15. I've been a Knicks fan for 20 years. The jersey back here.
Oh, hold on.
Hey, yo, Jay, you're fucking random as shit, bro. Like, there's something wrong with you, bro. There's something wrong with you, man. Did you watch that Dr. Umar shit I sent you?
Oh yeah, with the whippets. Yeah, I didn't see that. That shit was funny, bro. Classic. What year is that from, Ari?
97, 98.
There you go. Old school, man.
Yeah.
I got some more old school. Hold on, I got one more thing old school.
Bro, you don't even see my trophy room, bro. I'll do that next time.
This is the banner. This is the All-Star Weekend banner from I think 97.
Y'all are fucking sick.
Look, hey Jay Nicky, look, February 6th to 8th, 1998.
You know what? I'm gonna do it now. You know what? I'm doing it now.
But Jay, how you gonna stunt on Jay Nicky, and Jay Nicky's the only one making money off this channel right now?
I like Jay Nicky. Let me stop picking on him, man. I'm just
CP the artist and Jay Nicky are the only 2 people that made money off this channel so far.
yeah, Jay Nicky for logos, man. Shout out to him. I just gotta pick on him.
If y'all don't understand that joke, CP the artist logo is in the corner over here, up there, wherever. Okay, the skull, and then we got Jay Nicky's logo right here. And you were the one who believed in Jay Nicky. We were gonna go with CP the artist.
I did. I'm a fan. I just hate when they front run and they wave the pom poms, but they don't know the history we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
I do disagree with Jay Nicky. I think Jericho Sims is a very good talent, man. And I think Mitchell Robinson is a good talent as well. But like, if you're gonna give me 6 and 6, and you're gonna constantly get beat up by better centers, and you're only gonna show up against these weak teams, like I need if I'm gonna pay a premium for that, bro, I need you to compete, bro.
Bro, your take is bulletproof, man. Mitch is wasting our time, bro. Like a lot of these cats are wasting our time.
All right, this is for the haters, for CP the artist.
Oh my god, I thought it was another episode.
Jesus.
So,
brother.
That's Knicks summer camp free throw champ right there, CP the artist. There you go.
What year is that?
This is 1997.
Nice.
All right. The big one, MVP right there. Let's look at that, right? CP. Now you call me MVP from now on, CP.
97 and
And they said I wasn't a winner. They said I wasn't a winner. They just said I was I was just a me first player, right? That's a championship, bro. So I run the treble. There you go. I'm gonna send you a DM with this. CP.
I think you're more Jalen Brunson than anything else. I think out there playing
player hater trophies.
CP.
Yo, CP is on fire tonight, bro. He is on fire. His takes in the comments are fire tonight, bro.
I'm just gonna sit down like this.
Great show. Final thoughts, guys, before we get out of here.
Final thoughts. I think Poppa Left's tweet last I don't know when it was, last game about the value is really the crux of what's going down on this of this season. What's really the successful of the season. I think that's a very important tweet. It's something that I've been thinking about, but he put very eloquently. So I believe that is a very important thing right there. And listen, I think to Jay's point, we wanna just develop the youth, put these players young players in a more high impact moments, essentially, and give them more of a responsibility at the end of the day. You do that, and I don't give a shit if the Knicks win or lose. So that's my take, and I'm going 2-2. Jay, what do you think?
I mean, same thing. Our schedule coming up, we get a couple gimmies in the next couple weeks. Next couple. Stay focused, Poppa Left.
To be fair, Julito was in Queens, but it was very East Queens, so it was.
There's nothing you can reason with when someone's in the comments, bro. What you doing?
Stay focused, Poppa Left. Jeez. Anyway, the gauntlet starts on the 15th of this month. We're gonna play a lot of playoff teams from last year. I want to see, like I said, the whole show, where mid is mid, right in the middle. Points, defense, everything mid. Can we see these guys in high leverage moments? Can Obi Toppin get more than 15 minutes a night?
Wasn't it great when he played and he hit the 3 at the end of the game? Remember
that was a very good 3 too. That was a highly contested 3. Just turned around, quick release, hand in his face.
Takes a lead with less than 2 minutes to go.
That's a serious 3.
It was a high leverage moment. Now we need more of those for Obi Toppin. He needs more of those. So can we get more of those? Let's see what happens, man. I say till December 15th, it's gonna be tough treading. But if they can pick up these next couple wins, man, Knicks fans will be happy. Pom-poms will be out big time. But the real shit starts pretty soon, man. But like I said, let's get these guys in high leverage situations. Let's invest in our young talent, see what we actually have, so we can put a dollar amount on them when it's time. No more Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier has no reason to play another minute.
Oh, that's so true.
He doesn't do anything for our team. Nothing. Poppa Left, quickly, what's your last point, brother?
You said quickly you got to go somewhere?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Man, I echo everything you guys just said. I think playing Evan Fournier right now is just for optics and optics alone. That's the most optics-driven player we have. It's isolated. We have other optics-driven kind of things going on, but with Fournier, like he can't be playing, man. Hopefully, when Grimes gets back healthy, we don't have to see that anymore. My thing is being dynamic on the basketball court. What do you provide to the team that nobody else can do, right? How do you impact others around you? My thing with this team is togetherness. Like, can we take these moments of good vibes and can we apply it in a time where you're getting smacked? And I'm looking at Jalen Brunson to be more of a floor general. I believe he can be one.
That's a good point.
I think he has not been one during these last recent stretches of games.
Absolutely.
And I feel like we need to lean on our top talent. And we're a team that also needs to understand that identity-wise, we need to play with each other, not as my turn, your turn. We're just not that good, man. And it's fine. It's fine. But if you want to compete and develop at the same time, I'm holding you accountable to your mission statement. You want my money? That's what you sold to me. Literally, you sent me an email saying you were going to compete and develop at the same time. You
Right.
cannot compete with Evan Fournier. You cannot develop with Evan Fournier. Don't ever play him again, okay? If you want to compete and develop, let me see Cam Reddish and Quentin Grimes play. When those two are healthy, I should never see Evan Fournier getting more minutes than them. And I'm putting that out, and I'm just saying the take right now because I'm assuming that my guy will come back, sore foot and all, and there will be a logjam that should not exist. So I don't want to see number 13 play for the Knicks as long as Cam Reddish and Quentin Grimes are healthy and ready to go. That's my take.
I heard that this foot thing's been a problem since Kansas, Blood. Is that true, Blood?
You said what?
I heard the foot thing has been a problem since Kansas. Is that true, Blood?
I don't ask questions about like serious questions like that. I'm not gonna hit up and be like, hey, what's going on with the foot? I'm not gonna do that.
No, I'm saying like in your overall knowledge of him.
I don't know. I don't know. Look, man, I know more about his trainer than I know about Quentin Grimes. Like I respect the relationship I have with the trainer. I like Quentin Grimes from a basketball standpoint, right? And I know a little bit about his journey, more specifically to Houston and definitely more specific to Ben. Like I know what things they work on, and I think that the work is true, the work is honest, the work is intense, and it's Grimes seeking Ben. Grimes is seeking him. It's and maybe that's why the foot is fucked up. I don't know. Maybe he just worked out too much. I don't know. But the kid is serious, man. He's a serious competitor.
Shout out to the hood cat from Philadelphia, man, that's taking his job right now. My nephew, number 0.
Dude, I heard he's from Norristown.
Anything about Philadelphia? So
Norristown is not Philly, bro. Norristown is like the burbs of Philly. All right.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not from where Kyle Lowry's from. Let's put it that way. All right.
Or the Morris brothers.
Yeah, or the Morris brothers from North Philly, which I used to live in Philly for 2 years. So North Philly is for real. Like that's where Kevin Hart's from also. Meek Mill. But what was I gonna say?
That's my take though. Like I can't see Fournier in a game where Grimes and Reddish are healthy. It makes no sense.
Yeah, CP the artist is trying to say that I only played against. First of all, I played CYO ball, not Jewish ball. But he goes. It's the funniest thing. He goes, Ari's playing against. Let me put it up on the thing. He goes, Ari's playing against people named Matthew, Jude, and Zachariah. Played against Ari, and then literally right after that, Pastor Claudio goes, CP just naming random books from the Bible. He doesn't even know Jewish names. He's just naming biblical names.
Just saying SJ is a star. We know this cash.
It's funny, Ari, you have one of the most like Jewish names, and like people call you Ari. I just love it.
Hey,
they call you Ari like you're some weed or some shit. I just love it.
It's a popular Greek name also. When I was living in Astoria, there was a lot of Aris. But
shout out to Cassius, man. Cassius is holding on so dear, so tight for his little young players, RG Barrett and Obi Toppin. He won't let him go. So now we need holding on to so tight, like you got him. Like I get it. Now we need to put him in the fourth quarter and have them close games over Brunson. This is what we need next.
You know what? Fucking trap. You know what trap people fell in with Jay from Florida is when he called RJ Lou Dort. Do you know the trap that you fell in when he said that? Because now when RJ just does anything above Lou Dort in your mind, it's a moment to celebrate. Yeah. Like now you're just celebrating being better than Lou Dort. He put the bar so fucking at Lou Dort.
Here's what I might do. I might sick Ari on y'all to do an hour space on PER comparing Lou Dort and RJ Barrett.
By the way, speaking of that,
I might sick my numbers down, y'all.
November 9th. No, not November 9th. November 10th, or maybe I wait to the 14th. I'm doing another earnings report for MSG Group with all that crap. So if you're interested in finance and learning more, that's what I'll say. You know, they have to talk about the Knicks there. So we'll get some information from the CEO of what's going down there on the earnings report and see how well the Garden's selling out and all that shit. So
can we do a quick 10-minute blurb on Lou Dort and RJ Barrett analytics? please, that night, please, can we just get it done to shut the hate?
I could do a space on that for sure.
Okay, cool.
I'll do like a 15-minute space on that. But
he said Anthony Edwards at Popeyes right now. Shout out to Ant, man. Yeah, listen, I would give anything.
Did you see Clyde? Did you see Clyde said that Anthony Edwards was at Popeyes?
Bro, I don't listen. I did see that clip. I don't watch the Knicks broadcast no more, bro, because I need to hear what other people think about our players outside of the organization. So I don't listen to Breen and Clyde no more. But shout out to Clyde, and that was really funny. But I watched the Minnesota broadcast. I watched the Orlando, whatever outside of broadcast. I watched a different broadcast.
pretty interesting. It's not bad.
Absolutely. Shout out to Reality, man. Peace and love, man.
All right, yo, we're gonna wrap this up. But
Great
first of all,
show, great show.
Yeah, this was a good one, Jay. I'm
Good one, man.
gonna give you the MVP of this show.
Thank you,
You're amazing. Papa was the MVP of the week, I would say. Shout out to JJ, Blood of the Panda, Rick the Legend, Rayology, Cassius Clay. Also want to shout out our sponsors, winesbymoselle.com, www.winesbymoselle.com for 10% off. Hashtag Toxic Boys with a Z. Who else are we going to shout out? We'll shout out
JJ. JJ said, great show, fellas.
JJ from Brooklyn, Be Easy. Julito, shout out KCDA. Follow KCDA. Cassius Players Club. Who else we got? Blood of the Panta.
Nishi.
Shout out to the ladies. Shout out Smooth. That's a Smooth line. I got to cite the source. Shout out Smooth. Shout out to
Who is Blood of the Panther?
He's the Obi Avenger. He's like King Obi Hive.
And he was big on Knick Fan TV chat too.
Yeah, he's huge. He's the Obi Avengers. He's like number one Obi guy, even more.
So can we put it out there that the 1,000 subscriber celebration is definitely the interview goes to CP the fan?
That's official. That's official.
Really ignored us on that. I'm at the text him now. And
no, he answered.
No, he answered. Yeah, he answered. I had to.
He said he's down.
He said he's down.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's down, dude.
Look at you. You're ready to go.
Dude, he's down, bro. Listen, he's the Godfather, but I was there from ground zero, dude. So.
Hey, you know what made me laugh about CP this week? CP put out a status, a tweet, and he said, you know when you get CP the franchise pissed off publicly, you did see your take just pissed him off, ruffled his feathers a certain way. C said, I'm blocking anyone that suggests an Anthony Davis trade to the Knicks.
Yeah,
what did y'all think of that? What did y'all think of that Anthony Davis shit?
Anthony Davis doesn't even look like the same player, bro. He's completely washed.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good on that. I mean, listen, if it's a Fournier and Randall for AD, and AD's only have 2 years left on his deal, I mean, if he's going to be injured, at least Obi could play. It could be worse.
I'm only trading for SGA or Anthony Edwards. That's it. That's all I'm trading for.
You know what I love that CB the franchise did?
Edwards, because he reminds me of Future, and I want Future to be in the Garden. Yeah. I want those post game interviews. Bad.
The thing I like
that he trade RJ for Anthony Edwards. You put RJ for Anthony Edwards.
Are you kidding me? Is that a real question?
Oh, I ripped it.
You know that the poll I put out a poll on Twitter, who's better, right? RJ Barrett or Anthony Edwards. You know it's 50-50 right now, 400 votes in.
That's just Knicks fan bullshit, fucking biased bullshit, pussy shit.
There's no NBA. There's no NBA.
Yo, you're calling 50% of Knicks Twitter pussy? Is that what I'm getting from this?
Dude, that's an understatement.
Homers and doing pussy votes. Oh, RJ. I gotta go lay down with my wife, man. Y'all have a good night.
All right, bro.
No.
All right, we're gonna end this right now. Jay, great. Shout out to everyone. Please like, subscribe, and share this. We want to get Jay to his wife right now. Please like, subscribe, and share. We gave free super chats today. We shouted out stuff. Please like, subscribe, and share.
Did he leave? If you would have left, I would have fucking clipped that up right now. I'm going to bed now, but you funny as hell, bro.
All right, man. Until next time, guys. Toxic Boys, we out. Salute. Deuces.
Peace.